Daphne Rose seeks all the gossip about Carter and Hope's broken relationship, as Friday's B&B spoilers reveal intriguing details. Daphne Rose wants answers, or maybe something more, the setup. Carter's lost love and Daphne's opportunity, Daphne's curiosity or calculation. Carter's emotional vulnerability, the subtext. Desire masquerading as empathy, Hope Logan. The missing piece of the puzzle, Daphne Rose. The new temptress in town meanwhile. Bill Spencer drops a bombshell, Nozawa's twisted game. Katie and Electra's shocked reactions. The bigger question, is Bill right? Poppy Nozawa's next move, or thematic parallels. Desire, deception, and power. Speculation, where this could go next. Closing thoughts. A Friday of reckoning introduction. A Friday filled with hidden agendas and heart-shaking truths. Los Angeles might be drenched in sunshine, but on the bold and the beautiful. The air is thick with tension, unanswered questions, and dangerous obsessions. As the week closes on Friday, October 24th, 2025, the spotlight shifts toward two explosive storylines that threaten to reshape the emotional landscape of the show. Daphne Rose's not-so-subtle curiosity about Carter Walton's love life and Bill Spencer's shocking accusation that Nozawa deliberately drugged Will Spencer to trap him into fatherhood. It's a day when secrets hover just beneath the surface, waiting to detonate. One storyline smolders with unspoken desire and emotional manipulation. The other burns with fury, betrayal, and scandal. Together, they promise a Friday episode that brims with passion and peril, creating a potent mix of B&B drama. Let's break it all down. Daphne's innocent questions that expose far more than she intends. Carter's vulnerability after Hope Logan's heartbreak. And Bill Spencer's bold claim that could destroy lives and reputations. Daphne Rose wants answers, or maybe something more. When Daphne Rose, Muriel Hilaire, walked into Carter Walton's orbit weeks ago, it felt like a slow-burn side story. A small spark that might fade quietly. Carter, Lawrence St. Victor, ever the gentleman, noticed her talent during that open mic night at Aiel Giardino's. She sang her heart out, drowning in heartbreak melodies and soft lights. When the song ended, Carter applauded, and something unspoken passed between them. He walked over, sat beside her, and took her hand. It wasn't romance, not yet, but it was connection. Then, silence. Viewers were left to wonder if that fleeting spark led anywhere. Days turned into weeks without mention of Daphne and Carter's meeting again, until now. And as Friday's spoilers tease, Daphne's next move makes it crystal clear. She hasn't forgotten that night. The setup, Carter's lost love and Daphne's opportunity. At this point in the bold and the beautiful's romantic tangle, Carter Walton stands as one of the show's most unlucky in love characters. The man has loved deeply Quinn, Zoe, Paris, and most recently Hope Logan. Every time he thinks he's found forever, fate, and occasionally another man named Liam Spencer intervenes. When Carter and Hope Logan, Annika Noel, announced their engagement, fans were skeptical but curious. Carter's grounded strength seemed to balance Hope's emotional whirlwind, especially after years of her being caught between Liam and Thomas. But that happiness was short-lived. Liam's shadow never truly left their relationship. Even when Hope tried to move forward with Carter, the ghosts of her past and the undeniable chemistry with Liam crept back in. By the time Carter and Hope ended their engagement, it wasn't explosive, it was quietly tragic. Carter returned the ring, gave her a gentle speech about deserving happiness, and walked away. The heartbreak was understated but devastating. He let her go, believing he was doing the right thing, a noble act, but one that left him emotionally raw. Enter Daphne Rose, a woman with impeccable timing and a clear agenda. Daphne's curiosity or calculation. Friday's episode sees Daphne asking about Carter and Hope's relationship. On paper, it sounds like a casual question, friendly even, but in B&B land, innocent curiosity usually means something deeper. Viewers know Daphne's tone will carry that subtle flirtation, that searching look in her eyes, and that tiny pause after Carter's name. The spoilers say Daphne inquires about Carter's relationship with Hope. However, the subtext overpowers her words. Is Carter single yet? Is he ready to move on? Is there a space in his heart and his bed for me? Breaking down the conversation. If we imagine the scene playing out, it probably starts light. So, how are things with you and Hope? Maybe she leans in a little too close. Maybe her voice softens. Maybe her eyes linger just long enough to make Carter realize the conversation isn't mere small talk. And when Carter answers, likely with something composed like, "We're still friends, just not together anymore," that's when Daphne's real intention surfaces. Because she's not there for sympathy. She's there for opportunity. Daphne has been orbiting Carter ever since that open mic night, testing the waters, waiting for the right moment. Friday might be that moment. A man like Carter, heartbroken yet loyal, is prime ground for someone like Daphne. Empathetic on the surface, but strategic underneath. She's the type to console him with soft words, offer a comforting shoulder, and slowly turn that comfort into connection. But there's a question of motive. Is Daphne genuinely interested in Carter, or is she seeing him as a stepping stone? A respected, successful man who could offer her the kind of stability and recognition she's never had? Carter's emotional vulnerability. Carter's heartbreak history is practically B&B legend. He gives everything in love. Full trust, full heart, full loyalty, only to be blindsided or left behind. When Quinn broke things off, he crumbled. When Paris played him, he withdrew. And now, after Hope, he's learned to wear emotional armor. The kind that looks like calm maturity but hides deep pain. So when Daphne comes poking around, it's not just gossip she's stirring. She's tapping into a fragile part of Carter's story, the part that still wants to believe love is possible. This is the part of Carter's story where he keeps falling for the wrong woman at the wrong time. It's why Friday's scene carries more weight than a casual chat. Carter may appear poised, but there's always that internal struggle. Does he open up again or protect himself from yet another heartbreak? If Daphne pushes too hard, she might awaken that instinctive mistrust, the one that's kept him single since Hope. But if she plays it right, if she cloaks her curiosity in genuine warmth, Carter might just let her in. The subtext, desire masquerading as empathy. Every B&B fan knows how this works. The writers love layering romantic tension beneath friendly interactions. A glance held a beat too long. A gentle touch of the hands conveys a more profound meaning. The sigh carries a deeper meaning than the dialogue. Daphne's inquiry is less about information and more about emotional positioning, a flirt disguised as concern. We can expect the camera to linger on her expression. Soft smile, slightly tilted head, eyes shimmering with something she pretends is empathy but feels a lot like longing. Carter, ever polite, probably won't call her out, but the tension will be palpable. And that's the point. Daphne's not looking for closure. She's looking for an opening. Hope Logan, the missing piece of the puzzle. One lingering question shadows this entire exchange. Where's Hope in all this? Since Carter ended things, Hope has barely appeared outside of work scenes at Forrester Creations. She's been busy with her hope for the future line, keeping her emotions neatly packed away. Liam noticed she wasn't wearing her engagement ring, and that was it. No confrontation, no closure, just quiet distance. This silence says a lot. Hope is likely processing her guilt and confusion, torn between the man who gave her peace, Carter, and the one who still holds her heart, Liam. Her absence makes Carter's loneliness heavier and Daphne's interest more dangerous. If Hope reappears later and Daphne makes her move, we might witness the formation of another love triangle, a pattern that B&B consistently revisits. Daphne Rose, the new temptress in town. If this Friday's episode signifies Daphne's shift from a background newcomer to a romantic disruptor, she is strategically maneuvering. She's not barging into Carter's life with overt seduction. She's tiptoeing in under the guise of curiosity. That's what makes her dangerous. She's watching, learning, and positioning herself. And fans know how B&B loves to turn subtle players into full-blown schemers over time. Daphne could evolve into someone more layered, a woman who genuinely wants love but sabotages herself through manipulation. Or she could be this season's emotional rebounder, the one who offers comfort but ends up complicating everything. Either way, Friday's episode lays the foundation. Meanwhile, Bill Spencer drops a bombshell. While Daphne's quietly stirring emotional chaos across town, the Spencer mansion becomes ground zero for something much louder and far more scandalous. Bill Spencer, Don Diamant, never one to bite his tongue, shocks his family with an accusation so wild it could split the Spencers down the middle. He believes Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, deliberately drugged Will Spencer, Crew Morrow, to get pregnant. The accusation heard around Los Angeles. Bill's words resonate profoundly. Bill's theory leaves Katie Logan, Heather Tom, Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace, and Will himself stunned. He perceives Luna not as a tragic victim, but as a cunning manipulator. He believes she planned everything, from the drugs to the pregnancy, to lock herself into the Spencer dynasty. And the worst part, Bill has evidence, or at least patterns, to back up his suspicion. This is not the first time Luna has pulled off a similar stunt. She's used similar ploys before, faking attacks, playing victim, and using her charm to deflect blame. The coincidences are stacking up too neatly. Luna Nozawa's twisted game. Luna's arc has been one of the strangest in recent B&B memory. Once considered the sweet, misunderstood designer, she's turned into a wild card, unpredictable, unstable, and endlessly manipulative. Fans have watched her twist every situation to her advantage. Crying on cue, playing innocent when convenient, and disappearing whenever things get messy. Bill's accusation isn't just dramatic, it's plausible. He sees through Luna's sweet victim act. To him, she's no longer a naive young woman, she's a strategist. And the strategy, as Bill tells it, was clear. Seduce Will Spencer, make him trust her, then secure a pregnancy that guarantees lifelong access to Spencer wealth and status. In Bill's world, manipulation is a language he understands fluently. He's used it himself for decades, both in business and love. So when he calls out Luna's alleged scheme, it carries weight, not just as a father protecting his son, but as a man recognizing a fellow manipulator. Katie and Electra's shocked reactions. Katie, as always, becomes the voice of reason, but even she can't dismiss Bill's conviction easily. She knows him well enough to recognize when he's bluffing and when he's deadly serious. And this time he's serious. Electra Forrester, who's been navigating her own tangled dynamic with the Spencers, is equally rattled. She's seen Luna's unpredictable side up close and knows that where Luna goes, trouble follows. The family dinner that was supposed to be calm turns into a storm of accusations, disbelief, and rising tension. Will, young but no longer naive, has to process the horrifying possibility that someone he cared for, someone he might even love, used him. The bigger question, is Bill right? Bill's brilliance has always been a source of conflict. He's often right about people, but his aggressive way of exposing them can destroy innocent bystanders. Is Luna truly guilty of the scheme Bill describes? Or is this another case of Bill's paranoia turning into prophecy? The timing is suspicious, yes. The pregnancy and the alleged drugging both echo her past manipulations. But B&B loves to twist reality. There's always a 10% chance the villain might actually be the misunderstood one. However, given Luna's track record, only a small number of fans are willing to extend their forgiveness. Bill's accusation feels less like a wild guess and more like long overdue accountability. Poppy Nozawa's next move. In the shadows, Poppy Nozawa, Romy Park, is likely already scheming damage control. She's always been the cleanup crew for Luna's disasters, smoothing over scandals, redirecting attention, and whispering sweet lies into powerful ears. If Bill's accusation gains traction, Poppy will need to act fast to protect her daughter. Maybe she'll appeal to Katie's empathy. Maybe she'll plant false evidence to frame someone else. Either way, Poppy's wheels are turning because for her, family loyalty always trumps morality. Thematic parallels: desire, deception, and power. Friday's B&B episode isn't just about two separate storylines. It's about parallel forms of manipulation. Daphne's questions and Luna's schemes mirror each other in subtle ways. Both women are using emotion, curiosity in one case, victimhood in the other, to get what they want from powerful men. Carter and Will, in turn, represent emotional vulnerability. Both men crave genuine connection, but keep attracting people with ulterior motives. And at the center of it all, Bill Spencer becomes the voice of brutal truth, calling out the darkness others prefer to ignore. The Bold and the Beautiful does the best job of telling stories that are connected in a way that makes sense. Two storylines that seem unrelated but have the same emotional theme. Speculation, where this could go next. 1. Daphne's confession. Should Friday conclude with Daphne realizing that Carter isn't pursuing her, she could potentially escalate the situation by either confessing her feelings or initiating a spontaneous kiss. Carter's response could define whether she becomes a recurring love interest or another emotional misstep. 2. Hope's return. With Hope likely to reappear soon, the love triangle may reignite. Seeing Daphne close to Carter could force Hope to confront her unresolved feelings, setting the stage for a messy emotional showdown. 3. Luna's counterattack. Luna won't stay silent. If Bill's accusation gains steam, she'll go on the defensive or the offensive. She may fabricate a new story or accuse Bill of harassment in an attempt to shift the blame. 4. Bill's investigation. Bill isn't one to throw accusations without digging deeper. You can anticipate that he will begin collecting evidence, perhaps even engaging someone to discover what truly occurred. His version of justice is never subtle. 5. Poppy's dilemma. Poppy could either save her daughter or finally expose her. That moral crossroad could lead to explosive consequences. Closing thoughts. A Friday of reckoning. Friday, October 24th, 2025, is shaping up to be one of those deceptively calm B&B episodes, the kind where small conversations have big consequences. On one side of town, Daphne Rose will use soft smiles and polite curiosity to mask deep desire, inching closer to a man who's barely healed. On the other, Bill Spencer will light a fire under the entire Spencer household, exposing Luna's darkest manipulations and forcing everyone to pick a side. Both stories hinge on truth, or the bending of it. One seeks emotional truth. Who loves whom, who's ready to move on, and who's pretending not to care. The other seeks moral truth. Who's lying, who's exploiting, and who deserves justice. By the episode's end, Los Angeles won't explode, not yet. However, the foundation of these characters will undergo a transformation. Daphne's interest will plant the seed of new romance or ruin, and Bill's accusation will echo far beyond Friday's cliffhanger. This is because in The Bold and the Beautiful, no truth remains hidden and no desire remains innocent for an extended period. Final word. Friday's episode balances two emotional extremes, one subtle, one explosive. Daphne Rose's questions may look harmless, but they're charged with longing and calculation. Bill Spencer's confrontation, on the other hand, is raw fury wrapped in truth-seeking vengeance. Together, they set the stage for the next act of chaos in The Bold and the Beautiful's ever-evolving story, where love and lies are always one heartbeat apart. You are welcome to share any video requests in the comments. I will make a video about it. Stay connected with the Glammed Rebel for all the latest updates, spoilers, and deep dive recaps. See you in the next video. Stay safe and healthy. May God keep you safe. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell button for daily updates.